Thanks, man. I like your videos better when you talk to your supporters. Fuck the trolls. Don't talk to them. Well, we like making fun of them. Some people watch just because they really like that. By the way, I'm still waiting for an answer about why Cardano cannot scale. I'm looking for it. I really am. He's been totally silent. Dr. Lesser, what are you and Milei going to talk about? So I did talk to Milei briefly, and we'll continue the engagement, continue the discussions. The challenge in Argentina right now is I don't even think the Milei government fully knows what it wants to do with blockchain. So there's this philosophical tension that's pulling on how things are operating there. So on one hand, you have a true libertarian and motosierra man, the chainsaw man. He's cutting the government. He's destroying everything in the government. And on the other hand, they're trying to run a government. Okay, so we're coming in on the government side and saying blockchain should be the spine of the government, and you run your government services on it. You plug things in, you allow a free market to form there, but the government maintains the spine and is accountable for that. Well, the libertarian side says the free market should just do everything and get rid of the government altogether. So I think where these things are going to form a synthesis, between your thesis and your antithesis, so your Hegelian dialectic. So that dialectical synthesis is probably going to be kill the central bank and allow private money to compete. But then essential government services need a spine, and that spine will be a blockchain spine. Now, what I advocated for, and I mentioned this to 3 different newspapers when I was down there and members of the Argentinian government, is that you need to write a Digital Argentina 2030 document and talk about not just blockchain, but AI and data, and talk about IoT, and talk about cell phones, and how you expect a person living in Argentina's digital life to interface with government services, and how the free market comes in. From that, you can extract RFPs that then lead to meaningful work, which is bipartisan. It's on all the sides, actually, of the system. It's a quad partisan, I guess, because there's 4 major political parties down there. My big concern is if the Peronistas come in, they just tear out everything that Milei did. So you really don't make any meaningful progress. So a government project that's signed doesn't mean a lot because there's no notion of stability there. This is the government that just fired their IRS, the FID, for example. Whereas if you have a doctrine, and the doctrine clearly articulates, and you get a lot of the private companies to come in and build up on it, I do believe that we definitely can get something done there. So we know the people, we know the relationships. Certainly there are large blockchains coming in, promising the entire world, and offering to pay God knows what to get a vanity deal so they can broadcast to all their followers about all the amazing progress that they made. These people are deeply inexperienced with government contracting, and they have absolutely no real partners in the jurisdiction to get these things done. They think they can just come in as Americans or Europeans and somehow they're going to run all of Argentina. You don't do that. You form a coalition of public and private interests. You bring local companies in Argentina together with government agencies, and you start from a doctrine of a goal that they want to get to, so everybody can wrap their hands around that and understand. So we'll give a crack at trying to put that coalition together and try to write that document down. And I do believe philosophically that Milei is closest to something like Cardano than Solana or Ethereum or these other things. He could also adopt Bitcoin. The problem is it's not programmable, but it is with Cardano and Boss. So there could be a possibility that Bitcoin and Cardano could come together and actually be the spine of Argentina. And that would be really exciting, and probably a good political compromise.